Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing and the official Moza Racing track guide for the FIA F4 Esports Regional Tour at Zandvoort. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments, and as always we're going to do a hot lap, a breakdown, then we will be back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on. Let's start the hot lap. Alright, let's do this. Smashing it down the main straight, looking for just before the 50, going to brake up to about 80%. Nice trail off, down to second gear, back on the gas at the apex, exit nice and wide. Now we head back over to the left hand side, end of this curve, little dab on the brakes, down to fourth gear or remaining fourth gear. Third gear as we come through this incredibly well cambered turn 3. We're going to go flat out now through the kinks of turns 4 and 5 and into 6. We get to the top of the 6, we see the 50 board on the left, little dab on the brakes. Keep it in 5th gear, pick back up on the gas. Now we're braking sharply, down to 4th gear, nice and wide, looking for the 50 board on the left hand side, brake up to about 55%, leave it in 4th gear, long trail off, back on the gas nice and early. Now we're aiming just to where the entrance road is, little dab on the gas, on the brakes, now we're on the gas nice and early there through turn 10. And be quite a slippy corner. Now we're looking for the 50 board, braking sharply down to 3rd on the gas. Little dab on the brakes, back on the gas nice and early. One final braking zone just after the 50 this time. Lightly on the brakes up to about 20%. On the gas nice and early in 4th gear. We're going to hang it nice and low using all of this camber. Shorten the track, pin our rears back for the line. And over and across we go in a 1:33.9. Right, got the breakdown lap coming up next. Right, breakdown. So we're smashing it along, and as I say, we're looking for just before this 15. We're going to brake up to about 90%, and we're going to, okay, it's only 80. Now we're going to trail it off down to the apex, dropping it down to 2nd, getting back on the gas at the apex. As you can see there, 55% as I hit it. Exit nice and wide, without actually going off track. Now we're looking for the end of this rumble strip, the curb on the left hand side that I'm already on. We're going to lightly dab the brakes up to about 20%. We're going to quickly trail that off, leaving it in 4th gear, picking back up on the gas, 2/3 gas when I'm at the apex. Now we're going to stop braking when the road dips away from us, quickly on the brakes up to about 40%, trail it off, drop it down to 3rd straight away, and then we get back on the gas. Exiting nice and wide, back up to 100% as you can see there straight away. This bit's self-explanatory because we're going absolutely flat out, although we can cut the corner more than I have done here. So you can be a couple of car widths over to the right hand side. Now we're braking at the 50, we brake up to roughly 25%. Trail that off, leave it in 5th gear, picking back up on the gas, so we're on 100% before we hit the apex. Now we're going to continue exiting nice and wide, and what we're looking for is this thing that goes over us here. Now we brake up to about 55%, quickly trail that off down to 4th gear, getting back onto 2/3 gas as I hit the apex. Exit nice and wide, looking for this 50 board on the left hand side. As we get there, we're going to brake up to about 55%, and again quite a long trail off this time, picking up the gas in 4th just as we apex, back up to 100%. Now we're looking for this entrance road that's directly in front of my car now. That's what we're pointing at. We're going to start braking once we get to the edge of the track over on that side. And we go on the brakes, only up to about 40%, trail that off, drop it down to 3rd, and we're looking to try and get back up to 100% well ahead of the apex here. So, yeah, there we go. Now I've hit it at the apex. Can be quite a slippy corner, as I mentioned, if I mentioned. Only 2 corners to go. We're going to start braking just before the 50 board here on the left hand side. Brake up to about 90%, and we're going to trail that off. We're going to drop it down to 3rd gear for the first apex. Little blip of gas as we go through it. And now, basically, as soon as you're straightened out, going to go back on the brakes slightly and then leave it in 3rd gear and pick up back on the gas. So because it's nicely cambered, you can take so much more speed into it than you feel like you should be able to. Exit nice and wide, head back over to the left-hand side, looking we're going to go through this 50 board before we start braking, and we're only braking up to about 20%, and then we're going to trail that off, picking back up on the gas, so on 100% at the apex. And then you can just go flat through this final corner using all the camber. So that's the breakdown lap. We have got one final version coming up next with the driving line on without me talking. Enjoy, or don't, but just leave YouTube on my channel. Here it comes.